I'm just saying, Rogue, one of these, more than one of these needs to end with a happy ending. Fucking Emma. That was fucking Emma.
这么聪明的头脑干点什么不好？
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we are back with another episode of Link Click. This time I think we're going back into the timeline of events. Well, here's the thing. I probably have it written down somewhere in my notes, but the element of 5.5 being a palate cleanser, and then I'm rewatching it actually, and I'm like getting real sad and everything because I don't know. I think after you get past the element of what's the mystery of Link Click or how does shit work, every episode kind of just hits you in the gut with a little bit of emotion, right? Although I guess to be fair, the element of episode 5.5 is kind of the same gut punch that episode 2 was, which is the element of lost opportunity or lost connection, which is to say that these two girls in episode 2 tried almost to spend their lives together, and one of them focused on the business, and the other one kind of just wanted to spend their time with the other one. And the further into business the other one got, the further separated they got, and the less they saw of the relationship being pulled apart. Until, at the very end, they realize, oh, this is what it all meant. And then they rejoin them later as two older people. And what was 5.5, but hey, I'm committed to this thing from when we were teenagers. And here we are, brought together again as older people. It's the same story, I guess, for fans of fighting games rather than fans of restaurants. I don't know. It's the same gut punch, though. And I will admit, for some reason, 5.5 hit me a little bit harder than 2. And I think mainly in episode 2, I was dealing with the element of figuring out the mystery of the show. And uh, let's not ignore the fact I'm still obsessed with the Emma situation. And episode 2 was right after the first bit of that. So, and the element that doesn't make sense. Episode 2 does not make sense. And by that, I mean the person who intimately knew um, what the secret ingredient was is the person asking them to investigate what the secret ingredient is. She knew from moment one what the thing was. That's why it doesn't make any sense for me. And I mean, that is even expressed in the episode when she says, "What's the secret ingredient?" and the other girl goes, "You know." It's like, fuck. Sorry, I don't know why I'm shitting on episode 2 all of a sudden. It's not even the episode I've got notes for. Let's go to the board because I've got a board. And with the board comes the board change log. Sorry, I said board like 7 times. With the board comes the board change log. Which is to say, I added Siwen, I added Wu Yang. Sorry, I don't know how to say her name. I'm thinking it's Wu Yang. I added her mom, her dad, and Siwen's rival. Granted, I don't anticipate this coming into play anywhere. Not unless we need an old martial arts expert, which maybe we will. I don't know. But I also have notes. The opening lyrics, shortened for the purposes of examination. I realized something had changed in the back of my mind. Your eyes. There aren't any, sorry. Sometimes reading these is harder when you're doing lyrics because in my head I'm thinking of the beat of the song, but I'm just trying to read them. I'm not trying to sing them. I realized something had changed in the back of my mind. Your eyes. There ain't nowhere left to hide behind. I feel like the element at play here is the fact that Lu is a voice literally in Chang's mind when he's diving, and Chang's eyes are typically the ones changing to gold when he's diving. Writing it out, though, conspiracy mind at play, Still thinking about Emma's killer. Yes, I know I just talked about Emma. This show is fucking Emma-based for me. What if that was a person also jumping through time and inhabited Lou's body? Without you, I don't know if I could take this road. I often bring up two lessons my co-host during Durandal reaction. Durandal was a character from Gundam Seed Destiny. I didn't mean Durandal. During Durarara reactions, the idea of only bringing something up or showing us something if it will eventually be interesting. Like a cliffhanger where you show a knife being swung at a person. Since you are holding on to it as a cliffhanger, the interesting thing you could do would be to just the least interesting thing you could do would be just finish the swing and let the person be hit. That's the expected result. Since you cliffhangered, something even more interesting has to happen. Well, that is where my thoughts are now with a line like that in the opening. It's either a signal of closeness between characters or an indicator towards the possibility of loss. Something secretive hidden inside your mind. I've often suggested the possibility that Lou knows more about Chang's parents than he lets on, and then we went through episodes 3, 4, and 5, and that seems like far less of a mystery. At the same time, Lou's been present in side scenes where news about Emma has been on, and some other mysterious woman that died months later in the same area, indicating to me something else might be at play with him. God help him if the node thing connects and I was right about him being the corrective agent that had to fix the Emma thing. I know this is something of an extra episode thing that probably isn't connected to the rest of the show, but Lou says he doesn't hit girls. I legit just tossed out a theory that he might be involved in the Emma thing. So, if that is a true thing, then either my theory involves him tricking Chang, or I'm just completely wrong. You know, based on episode 1, 2, and 5, the only things we can actually do, because of Lou, is trade information in the now. Episode 1 wanted records in the now, accomplished. Episode 2 wanted an ingredient, also in the now, accomplished. Episode 5 threatened to change the past, couldn't do that. This episode also wanted to change the past. Well, technically, the ask was to find out how to defeat the dad and pass that information to the contemporary version of that guy, which would have worked based on the aforementioned framework. However, for some reason, they actually tried in the past, which would have gone against everything we just talked about. New rule. We have rule number 4, and I'm just going to list all the rules together while I comment on this. Rule 1, you only get 12 hours. Rule 2, follow my lead and change nothing, which is obviously Lu to Chang. 3, the past and future must remain untouched. 4, the same photo cannot be used twice. I will say that this is the most useless of the rules. The photo you transport into places you into a situation where you have a camera handy. Take extra photos, or encourage the person with the camera to do so. It's an easy workaround. I suppose this episode confirms what I was saying about episode 3 not being a reference to Emma, but a series of murders. As Kuao Ling mentions a series of murders having her concerned about self-defense. The message on the phone Siwin wouldn't get rid of was waiting for you to marry me, and his reply, okay, let's grow old together. Alright, here's the longer one, and I apologize to those of you who are watching this live, as I won't have... Well, I did, but anyway, I don't have the means currently available to me to put all the pictures up on screen. That will be done in post in editing. The picture section in the epilogue. Quote, several Billy, sorry, I don't watch the site, so I don't actually know the name off the top of my head. Billy user submitted stories and photographs were selected and featured at the end of the episode. So obviously, hopefully future me is putting the slides of each story on screen as this goes. In the year 2021, I graduated from university. I kept tugging on her hand, biting until it was time we could take pictures freely. I asked her, want to take a photo wearing my graduation gown? Mom was stunned for a moment before a smile bloomed as she said, can I really? That's amazing. It's my dream to be able to wear a graduation gown and have my photo taken. 2017, I was overseas, no family, no friends from home. I felt especially lonely and afraid. But on the first day of school, I met Maggie, who sat beside me. She's a Cantonese lass, 1 year older than me, but is mischievously cute like a child. From time to time, she uses tricks to play me like a fiddle too. And yet, she is also like an adult, good in the kitchen and brilliant at taking care of people. She cooked for me and even fed me the super strong cold medicine from back home when I caught a cold. This photo was taken before the 2020 National College Entrance Exams. No one will be able to tell we only have 2 months left to see each other as senior 3 students. Looking at every single one of those familiar yet unfamiliar faces, my heart is filled with complicated feelings. Good thing we still had 2 months to properly say our goodbyes. The necklace was given by a classmate that I had known for almost 9 years. Engraved on it are the words, "Love is eternal, it will never disappear." He also gave me a copy of The Swordsman and The Deer and the Cauldron, as well as a huge umbrella. I jokingly said, are you treating me like a scrap collector? I kept everything properly. I don't have a big room, but it is filled with his gifts. A photo from March last year. During the pandemic, the old folks' home didn't allow visitors. Grandpa had to speak with Grandma across the metal railing. March this year, Grandma passed away. Recalling the last visit to the old folks' home, I shouted Grandma so many times before barely getting response. Now, no matter how I scream my lungs out, I will never receive a response anymore. Sorry, I got the images in my head since I had to take a screenshot of every one of them, so some of these are just like a little bit, a bit of a knife turn. This photo was casually taken on the way to the examination venue. The red string on my arm was personally tied by my class teacher before departure. He, who is usually so stern, also became attentive and tender on this day. My family had a remarriage. On this year's Chinese New Year, I came to S1E City with my mother. Since it was coincidentally Valentine's Day as well, my younger stepsister said she wanted to buy some flowers. I assumed that a little kid of not even 7 years old probably would like some flowers to look pretty, so I went ahead and bought some for her. She hugged the bundle of flowers and ran over to me saying, elder sister, for you. The summer vacation after our senior 3 year, we were on her house's rooftop strumming a guitar and singing. When vacation ends, she will have to study abroad. We were about to be separated by a 5-hour time difference. When dawn cracks on my side, the moon reaches the treetop on hers. Will she become my past? It's May of 2021 now. We have been together for 4 months. For a pair of lovers, space and time is never a separation. This one should get along with the guy who gave that other girl that locket. What did that one say? So I'm going to scroll through all the other really sad shit. Love is eternal. It will never disappear. Those two guys, man. Those two guys. At the same time, I thought that the sight of Grandma's back looked cute, like a little child's. So I took a photo. Afterwards, I've always felt like this heartwarming scene lacked a little something. The person who accompanied her for a lifetime is no longer there. The only sound she can hear passed away. After a lifetime of living in a soundless world, now she really is left with nothing but a lonely silence. Again, some of these are way sadder than the other ones, but again, not all of them are meant to be sad. You know, like the mother who finally got to wear a graduation dress. That is sad, but it's not sad because it's sad. It's sad because it's like, oh, I don't I don't know. It's like when you cry when you see a puppy for the first time or something. I don't know. There are sad things that aren't themselves sad. But some of these are just like it's fucking sad. Also, I guess not for nothing, they also invoke episode 5 sometimes. Either way, that is all of my notes. I wanted to finish up on the element that the final photograph thing from our reaction wasn't translated on our end. The translation thing is very weird. I think it might be an element of the VLC player that I'm using. I think I mentioned this before. It's very good about some things. Like, I believe Emma's phone from episode 1 was very translated. Oddly, if I paused on those scenes when I was taking my notes, the translation would go away and it would show me the Chinese. So it's entirely possible that they are translated and that VLC is just choosing when to show me shit. So, from that aspect, I wanted to make sure that that gut punch got translated here, as well as it can be, as somebody with my voice telling you sad things. Anyway, that is everything that we have, so let's go ahead and hop on into the episode and see what the main storyline brings us back to.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
I believe the last thing that we got was the cop showing up.
一杯黑糖珍珠奶茶，少糖加红豆啊，一杯奶盖乌龙。请问2杯都要什么杯型的？
都要大杯的。
妈妈，你知道正义之心最厉害的技能是什么吗？
啊，哎呀，不知道啊。
哦，对了，奶盖记得分开装啊。
好的好的。
是每次都能把格瑞德打飞的
Okay, so overworked another
叫
thing.
什么呀？
豆豆乖啊，等妈妈忙完了再来陪豆豆，好不好？
不要嘛，你陪我玩会儿嘛。工作让
I was worried for a second that the kid wasn't actually there.
你爸爸一个人更忙不过来吧？
喂，前面点个单磨磨唧唧啥呢？能不能快点？啊，
又不是我的问题，你冲我这儿这么急啊
Yeah, don't be a dick.
妈妈，你就陪我玩一会儿嘛。你和爸爸一天都不理我。
I'll be honest, I don't understand this kid at all. I've been in that position.
单那么多做都做不过。
排都排了，再等一会儿吧。豆豆乖啊，你自己再玩一会儿。晚上回家，妈妈给你买麦当劳吃。
I'd be fucking quiet for a kiddie meal.
不嘛，我现在就要，现在就要。
生意那么好，多招几个，两夫妻还带个孩子，怎么玩得过来啊？
哎，估计想趁着生意好多赚点，招了人估计调出来的味道就没那么正了。
一杯中杯的。
I mean, to be fair, there's only one cash register. Hiring another person wouldn't actually help.
给我一杯波霸上美茶。
稍等。
应该是哪个？
就一会儿还不理。
喏，给你手机看动画片好不好？
嘿，正义之心。
乖，坐在外面的小凳子上去看啊。
Oh, don't send the kid outside. I don't know much about what's happening here. The fact is there's a cop on scene needing help with something. I mean, at this point, I'm just waiting for something shit to happen.
气之星，扫除恐惧，正义之星，唤起希望。
Don't hear the kid anymore.
点亮光明，马上就好了，您再稍等一下啊。
He's not playing with his fucking toys.
把你们统统摧毁！
豆豆，豆豆，豆豆，
And we're already dealing with fucking murdered women,
老婆，
and now we got a missing kid.
豆豆不见了！
豆豆，豆豆，
贪婪和私欲将
啊
你们全部吞没！哈哈哈哈哈哈！别了！
And how the fuck did nobody see anything? Who took a picture? Well, can we do moving pictures? Security camera, whatnot? Can we jump into security camera footage? Was it not a security camera, a series of moving pictures? Sorry, the element at play here is that I literally had to do the same thing as a child. And I did not act that way, so... Among the many shit things I did as a kid, that was not one of them. Now, granted, you can say he's a kid. That's not a shit thing as a kid. Fair enough. I'm just saying I think I was a bit more reserved as a child. I just don't like the element of... Just the moment that the line moved forwards and the larger guy literally blocked the vision, even if you didn't remember the cop from last time, you instantly knew something bad was going to happen there. Now, this better be within the 12 hours that the kid was abducted, because, you know, statistics being what they are.
自从那晚，我和陆光就再也没有说过一句话。
Well, Lou was a fucking asshole. He knows what happened to your parents, and he still let you take that job.
那带到的那些话，又有什么意义呢？
I'm 100% on board with the fact you punched Lou and Lou didn't do anything.
无论过去，因为我们不能改变过去。
Oh, come on, we don't need to...
不问将来，
Are we only carrying on this little bit of last time because it's a mother protecting her child, and now we literally have a child missing?
而改变。
Wait,
我的内心里不得不承
did I miss something? I look like a guy who was in
非常是
prison.
我把这些任务想得太过简单。
没问题，就按照你的指示来呗。你说往左我就往左，你说往右我就往右，不带半分杂念。怎么样？这要是我俩配合默契。
Oh, the guy in prison would be the guy, the company guy who was shady. Never mind. That made more sense.
对不起，这段时间就先暂停营业吧。
And for Fail Fisher, who's in chat right now, saying he wasn't supposed to know the date, fuck off. Not you, Lou. I don't care.
陆光，
If I sent you to the site, like, not the site, but, you know, something very reminiscent of your parents' murder, and thought, oh, it'll be fine, he won't know.
说不干就不干了。
You're still a fucking asshole.
照相馆的常规业务还是会继续。
程小石，这也是你的意思？哎，好呗，什么时候调整好了再开始吧。
老板，里面请。
请问，这儿是不是有个神婆能进入照片里的时光？
不好意思啊，本店没有这个服务，
This guy's
更没有
voice.
什么神婆，请您另寻高人吧。
我叫肖丽，是个警察。
Oh, never mind, it sounded different from a distance, I guess.
怎么，你们俩好像对警察有些敏感？
当然有，大白天的警察找上门，论谁会舒服啊？我们这
That
是正当
Resident
生意
Evil
没人受到
soundtrack
这些
music.
玩意儿。哎呀，走走走，没病没灾的真晦气。
你这小丫头态度怎么这么差呀？
警察同志，您慢走。
哎呦，您快走吧， 别让街里街坊的知道了，还指不定怎么传呢。哎，走走。
哎，行了行了，别推了，自己走。
大师，大师，求您行行好，帮帮我吧。我听人说您能从照片里看到从前的往事，能不能帮我也看看？帮我找找我儿子。豆豆走丢已经过了3天了，真是冤枉。小队帮我。
Oh, okay. I thought the cop thing was going to be the missing child.
算了，亮哥，人家都说了，并不是网上传的那么邪乎。你最近1年多被骗被坑的还少吗？
Oh, it is. Okay, they're tied together.
不都打水漂了吗？
Unknown number.
我答应你，只要我在警队，就不会不管这个案子。一旦有线索，第一时间通知你。
Well, I guess there goes my hope about being within the first 12 hours. I guess you wouldn't come to a place like this right off the bat. Yeah, so the kid's been missing for a while.
不出半年就会有你儿子的下落。
豆豆，是爸爸的错，是爸爸对不起你，你快回来吧。
Well, he doesn't look appreciably that much older. However, the other guy saying within 6 months doesn't give me a lot of hope.
是爸爸的错，是爸爸的错。
叔叔，您先起来。亮哥，你的心情我懂，但人家这地方就是个照相馆，你把地跪穿了，他们也变不出什么戏法啊。
没错。
He went to like a crackpot already. He's begging everybody. He's on his last, whatever.
但回到过去这种事，你就别白日做梦了。过去的事既然已经发生，神仙来了也改变不了。我还是劝您过好现在的生活，向前看吧。等下快递来了，帮我记下，地址写在包裹上了。
I guess it's hard to motivate Chang to want to help anybody after being unable to help anybody.
最近嫂子病好些没？
5 years old, I guess is what I was saying there. I mean, I guess if he's still alive right now, this is the present. Could save him.
不光是我，还有他们。勇气之心，扫除恐惧；
智慧之心，点亮光明；
正义之心，唤起希望。
老公，老公，我知道正义之心最厉害的技能是什么了，你猜猜看。
猜不出来，哎，但今天我和肖队又找到一条很有用的线索，没准马上就有豆豆的消息了。
哎，你猜嘛，你就猜猜看嘛，就是每次都能把格瑞德打飞的那个。
She's regressed.
我猜猜啊，牛气冲天。
哎，不对。
必杀光波。
也不对。
那是什么呀？
猜不出来了吧？是希望之心，希望之心赋予我正义的力量。格瑞德，我一定会将你打败。
Reminds me of Flashpoint Paradox, where instead of where Batman's mother becomes the Joker because she goes crazy after Bruce gets killed instead of them getting killed.
走失儿童的新闻。
没什么，随便看看，随便看。这不正好碰上，就好奇想去网上了解了解。
This episode's gonna have me pausing so many times to have every image translated.
才会对那个父亲讲出那么冷酷无情的话。
Remember, it's not that bullshit turtle thing that he bought from that other guy.
其实，这个叫亮哥的人，我3年前就见过。
擦嘴。
当时我们学校附近。
Again, remember that it's not that you can't change anything, it's that Lou refuses to let you change anything.
什么大师啊？准不准啊？怕不是又被骗了钱？
哎，我来报，你歇歇啊。哎呦，咱豆豆的小名也是大师起的，你 看咱儿子长得多好啊，是不是？是不是？
This kid better be fucking alive, Rogue. I'm gonna blame you. By the way, sorry, thank you to Rogue Knight for sponsoring this series.
雨停了。我去把寻人启事补贴一遍啊。老婆乖乖在家看电视，不要乱跑哦。
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously both going through their own shit. I don't know if she would, like, go back to being normal if they did find the kid or not, because she's, like, kind of taking the position of the child for the purposes of her own sanity, I guess.
把寻人启事贴了一遍又一遍，找人问了一个又一个。
哎，姑娘，你看看啊，这个孩子你有没有在附近见到过呀？姑娘，你看看呀，你帮忙回想回想好不好？
不好意思，我没见过。虽然那个时候我很想告诉他。
So why did you help the old guy trying to get married, but you never fucking brought this guy up?
我记忆里有那么一个瞬间。
So 3 years, man, fuck. Well past my 12-hour window.
我懊悔自己当时没有停下来多问一嘴，牵孩子的人是谁？所以我从此就很害怕再次见到亮哥，我不知道该如何面对他。如何面对那个流落天涯的孩子？ 大学毕业后，我就离开了那里。
Man, what's the picture you would jump into here?
但没想到，3年了，他还是没有放弃。
I mean, how fucking could you?
我想弥补自己的过错，程教师，帮帮他吧。
是不是？是不是？
好，我答应你，就算是报答你冒雨给我买奶茶的心意。
I mean, how are you gonna get past fucking Lou?
买奶茶
Lou ain't gonna fucking let you change anything. Lou is the guy who says we can't kill Hitler.
糟了，忘了留下亮哥的联系方式。
喂，哪位？啊，是吗？太好了，太好了，谢谢，谢谢啊！
I'm just saying, Rogue. One of these, more than one of these, needs to end with a happy ending. Fucking Emma. That was fucking Emma. I didn't need to see a fucking picture of Emma's dead body.
喂，人呢？安松，你怎么没查仔细就给我了？资料少了一份，赶紧给我拿过来。什么？亮哥又来找你了？
是啊，他硬说要一段过去的影像，从里面找豆豆的线索。
So you can use footage. I was right.
我不能随随便便把资料拷给你带走的。我知道，这不是肖队你说的吗？帮忙帮到底，有求必应。
哎，好了好了，我赶紧回了。少刚陪他拍过雷，从哪儿冒出个新花样？
哎呦，王师傅，通融一下吧，就调个监控录像发给我，不就完事儿了吗？
这不行啊，上头有规定，而且监控那么长，我怎么知道你要看哪段呢？
And when it comes to Rule 4,
就发15秒到我手机。
can we take like any still image of a video as like an infinite number
谢谢王师傅
of images or pictures rather?
此中为机密文件，只供内取，切勿转发，谢谢啊。
亮哥，监控视频我给你截了一段，你看行不行？啊，对了，这是内部文件，千万不要传给别人啊。
乔姑娘，这是案发当时唯一的影像资料，希望能从里面找到豆豆的线索，真的万分感谢感恩。哦，还有，视频是托警队的朋友帮忙拿的，千万不要外传。
视频重要，不要传给程小石。
乔林，这是什么意思啊？不相信我？
You know, they gave me so many fucking timestamps that I'm going to make a breakdown of events as I possibly can.
正好是监控录像的死角，所以没法看到具体情况。你还记得失踪时间大概是几点吗？
那天下午，天气特别热，店里生意也挺好。豆豆闹着要妈妈陪他玩，我就把手机给了他。之后我也不知道过了多久，当时我都忙晕了，中间瞥到了墙上的挂钟，大概是2点50左右。之后没多久。
I mean, we just saw the clock. The clock said 2:45.
话说，用你的预知能力从监控影像里看到的，会是怎样的情景
？12小时内，方圆1公里内所有监控画面，我都能尽收眼底。
Okay, well that's a new
但是
thing.
监控的死角也会成为我的视线盲区。
那你有没有看到豆豆被谁牵走了？
那个牵走豆豆的人，应该早就排查过了这一带，完美利用监控死角，没有留下一点可。
I mean, it would be like mostly blind spots.
还是需要你走一趟。
之前进入照片，我都会成为拍照的那个人。那这次难道我会变成一台监控器？
弱智，瞎想什么呢？
Right, it seemed reasonable to me.
行动就行了。
Who do you occupy? The guy watching the security tape? By the way, the clock on their wall is getting even more delayed. The clock on the wall said like 50 seconds after, and his watch said 30. Oh, never mind, his watch was saying the minutes. I'm reading the seconds.
我怎么自己进入了照片？这里是3年前。
你仍然只有12小时的时间，在此期间，你一定要低调做人，就像从没出现。
I mean, this is just a whole fucking brand new concept. You are actually time traveling now. You are literally making yourself suspicious. It's gonna be a miracle if you don't get back to the future and they're gonna think you did it.
不好意思，我以为你并没什么存在感。
你这抱歉怎么听着就那么别扭呢？周围暂时还没看到什么可疑的人员。陆光，如果
你知道我为什么答应给已故之人带话吗？我知道，这些话并不能改变他们死亡的命运，但他们能抚慰生者记忆里的伤痛。
Still a dick. Still a fucking dick.
出现了！
Also, Lou, if you know what's going to happen, or the idea of what's going to happen, don't fucking distract the guy who's the only eyes on the field.
右边第2个箱子。
看看，也不知道现在排队的人多不多。走。
等等，别过去。
And there's the guilt she has to feel now. She knows you.
你怎么会在这儿？
Well, she had gold eyes. I mean, he had gold eyes. She knows what he does. So I have to think. Wouldn't she just let him go? Also, not for nothing, she didn't mention. She brings up the fact that he is Sorry, my brain is just all messed up right now. She brings up the fact that she saw him with the other guy, and then she's felt guilty about it for 3 years. She never brings up the fact that she then saw, Shang present. So, clearly either implying the sequence of events that takes place when they, go back in time, as, the whole paradox thing that I've mentioned before. Sorry. My brain is drifting as I'm trying to parse this all together. The level of events that happens would it seem to imply that whatever that they do when they travel back supersedes the existing timeline. So either she is not referencing him going back in time as a means to not influence him going back, or it didn't happen because it didn't happen. It didn't happen yet because they didn't do it yet. Right? The element that if you were to watch Back to the Future 1, you don't see Marty going around in the background of the scenes. But if you watch Future 2, you see Marty in the background of scenes because he's in those scenes. Things that haven't happened, even in a time travel sense, haven't happened. But does 3 years ago her know that he has these powers, and does she recognize the gold eyes thing is sorry, does she recognize that the gold eyes thing is a thing that he does when he's doing the time travel thing, and thus would try to ignore him or let him continue? Like, that's an element at play that I don't know from her as her character. Does she know what he does 3 years ago? And in so doing, does she know to let him go to do the thing? Because that would also then explain the previous thing about why she doesn't mention it. Yeah. Again, Lou does not clear himself of anything from the element of, this is why I took that job. Fuck you, Lou. I don't know what to say anymore. There's just no getting past that on my end. The fact that he knew it was going to be that thing. The added element of now including Emma as her murder as the thing that the detective or police officer, whatever he is, I guess he's a detective, is investigating, and now it's in the thing. Again, I'm going to be like screenshotting like 17 different bits of this episode to translate. And I guess they indicated towards the other woman that died several months later. Again, each little bit of that book and the missing case is going to be everything. I'm just going to be looking at everything. Rogue Knight is constantly in the chat joking, I guess, every time I bring up Emma with the hashtag justice for Emma. But seriously, it's like fucking the first episode thing, and it's like the most important thing of the show to me now. Granted, episode 3 through 5 is fucking pretty devastating, and now is also a very important element of the show. But I don't know, man. I don't know. The fact that they keep bringing up Emma or Emma adjacent stuff makes me think that that guy who fucking killed her is gonna be something. And they didn't show us his face, and I've already gone over this thing 100 times. I don't know. But yeah. That's my focus. That's my focus here. I completely understand what's going on with those two parents. I mean, obviously a little less so with the age recession. Not recession. I forgot the word I used before. She's gone backwards in time, mentally, and is kind of dealing with the loss of her son as though she is her son, and it is very much hard to watch, but I at least understand what they're going for. There might be a whole element at play where they're being reductive, about these kind of mental issues, but I've never experienced them in real life to know to speak to them in any way. So it's a rough episode. It's a rough episode, and I'm hoping it turns out to be better than the last major arc. We need a couple of wins in here. Otherwise, I'm going to be watching these episodes, and they're going to hit you with the premise, and I'm going to be like, oh, fuck, I'm going to watch somebody else die now. So, throw us a win. Except my problem is the fact that Lou... This is why I said I hope it's in the 12-hour window. Because the element that Lou isn't going to let somebody fucking get saved. As I said, Lou is the guy who's like, fucking let Hitler live. We can't change it. And here we are 3 years ago. Because he even explains it. Why did I take that job? Because I knew nothing that we did would change anything. And very specifically, if Lou is the kind of person who doesn't want the present to change because it will change what happens to him or, anything about what he currently is doing, then the girl who has felt guilty for the last 3 years, who's completely associated with everything you do, suddenly having that guilt taken away, is definitely going to change how you guys are together now. So, there's no chance in hell Lou is going to let this go. Lou is the problem, except that Lou is also how this works. I'm not exactly sure that who is doing what in this relationship, right? Lou gives the rules, but it's also Lou who has the ability to see. But then, is Chang responsible for jumping through the pictures, or is Lou facilitating that as well? It's all very confusing. It's very confusing for me now. I might understand it better. I'm a little bit flippant and, a little bit more on edge than I normally am, I feel like. Anyway, I think that's probably where we're going to leave this episode. So, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?